Time to walk through the blue creatures. Archaeomancer is not quite Scrivener. Scrivener was a 2/2, which was a much better creature to attack and block with than a 1/2. This guy or gal is valuable solely based on what else you have in your packs. If you have a couple of Searing Spears or a couple of Murders or Public Execution and so forth, and enough that you're reliably going to cast one before you cast this thing and get it back, that's quite valuable. If not, not so much. Fairy Invaders, I mentioned that there was a Flying Flash 3/3 in the format. There is. This thing eats a lot of bears. It is really annoying, and it's something to worry about when your opponent has cards in hand, 5 mana, one of which is blue up. This guy just is kind of rough, and of course he beats down quite well. Seen this before. Kraken Hatchling, as I mentioned before, in World of Exalted, unlike Zendikar Block, this guy tends to not survive blocking, or you have to not block with him more frequently than you did last time he was around. Trident's useless. Scroll Thief is better with Exalted, because this guy is not terribly exciting when he's a 1/3, but a whole lot more fun when he's like a 3/5, because then they have to throw something in the way or you get a card, and if they do, you tend to kill it. Transfer's a 1/4. He's okay. Watercourser's nothing special. Woken Turn is nice, but remember the Fairy Invaders. You may not attack as well as you used to, and Windrake is still Windrake. Let's take a quick look at the uncommons. Arctic Aven. This is part of the cycle of your allied color boosts you. In this case, he gets lifelink, and he's a 3/2 flyer for 3, which is just wonderful. And if you're blue-white, you want as many of these as you can get. This guy is fine if you have enough instants or sorceries, but you better be playing a fair number of them, or he is pretty much just a 1/3, which again, in a World of Exalted and in fact green creatures, doesn't block as well as you might hope. Courtly Provocateur, on the other hand, is amazing in a World of Exalted. You take a look over there, and they've got 3 creatures, including 2 Exalted Pumpers, and like a Stuffy Doll, and you can tell the Stuffy Doll to attack. It just, their worst creature does the Exalted attacking instead of their best creature. You also have the ability, they can't drop something you need to kill, an X1, and you force it to block before it gets over Summoning Sickness. So, a very useful card. Fogbank is another extremely useful card. This is highly defensive, of course, defender, but it is a great way of screwing up any of the Exalted attacks. If they send one creature over, that creature is not going to deal any damage as long as Fogbank is around. You can, of course, kill this thing with burn spells or removal or bounce or pacifism, but it's going to soak up one of those. And finally, Jace's Phantasm. It's a 1/1. In rare cases, it's going to be a 4/4, but that's more common, I think, when we're asking trainee judges questions about how state-based actions work, than it becoming a 4/4 ever is in actual limited play. 10 cards in a graveyard is a lot, and no, don't play Mind Sculpt in order to get this up. That's just a bad combination. So, those are the blue commons. So, thanks.